And today we're going to go through the trending topics for home buyers, sellers, refinancers, and investors. So we're going to start right at the top. Brian, you brought this to the table because, hey, home buying is all the rage, which sounds weird to say because some of the stats say maybe it's not. But look, 38% of like home buyers on average are first-time home buyers.
Yep.
Last year it was 32%, and 2 years ago it was 26%. So we went from 26% in 23 to 32% in 24, 38% is our average. So what, are these people right or are they wrong? Are these people buying homes in the right time or are they not, guys?
I think they're starting to come out and starting to buy at the right time. I think from here on out, we're going to start seeing a lot more transactions. The reason being is I feel that there's a lot of deals that are under tapped in the market. And I feel that a lot of people are now starting to, want to negotiate better terms for their, for their house that they're selling. And I think that brings in a lot more, buyers that are willing to, try to buy a house and see what that looks like for them.
So you think buyers are making the right choice by still buying in this market?
Yes.
Memo, what do you think?
No, absolutely. We've been discussing this quite a bit, and I'm just amazed that this continues to be one of the trending topics out there, And so, Brian is right. People are coming out of the woodworks right now. They're starting to see, and I think a lot has to do with what Jerome Powell said. Mm-hmm. Just saying, hey, we're going to be reducing the Fed funds rate. Finally, you guys are, it's true what you guys are saying. We need to reduce these things. So I think people are hearing that. That's resonating for people, and they're understanding because of past experiences, when that happens and the interest rates start going down, affordability starts coming more in your favor, and therefore it opens up the window opportunity for more people.
Yeah.
So the people that could actually, afford a property now, they're saying, do I really want to go out there and compete as it was as competitive the last few years? Mm-hmm. Maybe I don't want to do that. So I think they're using a smart approach and just kind of exploring their options.
Yeah, one of the things I have been noticing is that a lot of people feel that this market is a hard one. I don't believe it's hard, but rather more of a strategic type of market where you really have to, have a strategy of how you're going to buy a house, know what type of credits you're looking for. But one of the things that I've been noticing more and more when I talk to buyers and sellers is that they're disassociating themselves from the fear of high rates. And they're really looking more towards that payment, which is really what's going to make you or break you. So I've been focusing on having people really understand the difference between the rate and the payment. And when you come to look at it, a higher rate in certain price points isn't as drastic as it would be. When it gets drastic is when you're starting to have those high loan amounts. That's when those 6-7% are going to highly affect you. But if you're still relatively in the like 500-600, you can get a credit, bring that rate down, and then maneuver through that higher interest rate environment. But like Will said, we have that light at the end of the tunnel saying, hey, rates are coming down.
So I've been kind of thinking about this in the 3 A's. To make it simple for everyone, the 3 A's, you have appetite, affordability, and availability. Mm-hmm. So you have the appetite has completely changed. We've been talking about this, how buyer sentiment is like, hey, look, even if I'm not buying the house just for myself, I am buying it for myself and maybe some potential cash flow down the line or right now. Right now being like day one, week one, month one, or in the immediate future, like the first 3 months, 6 months, if you're doing a garage conversion, or even a year, something like that. Or just long term. I'm going to be a buy and hold kind of property owner, that kind of thing. So I think the appetite of home buying has changed, and I think the affordability is only going to get better. If we look backwards, those of us close enough to it will say, hey, look, October 24, we had really, really high rates, right? Well, high, relatively speaking. But if they've been lower than that since then, and they're about to go lower for the summer or fall of 2025, then the affordability is going to get better. And then you have availability. We have more homes on the market now than before. Inventory's up. All the places that we look to for data are saying inventory is up, but for the most part, prices have still held. Yeah. So if prices have held, the availability is there, your affordability is in check, and your appetite, I'm saying that those 3 A's are the things driving people right now. That's right.
And you know what? You just hit the head on the nail. What's really happening out there is we're not seeing, price reductions like we have. The purchase price reductions that we are seeing are the ones that people are just trying to overprice their home.
Yeah.
They're not really being realistic with it, and so we're seeing all that. But it's pretty funny when you start seeing all the other people, the prices of the homes are drastic, California is going down. And like, Andy, we're representing buyers. And the reason why our doors are still open is because we're still busy. We're still closing deals, et cetera. And so we're not seeing that. When we're presenting offers to the seller, we have to be strategic. Mm-hmm. We have to identify what is going to be that appetite for that seller to really accept our buyer's offer. And before, it was a time where, like, ask for closing cost credit, ask for 2-1 buy downs. Well, guess how many buy downs we've been doing this month? Maybe 1 out of every 10.
Yeah.
It's very different. It's
a
changed.
lot less.
And, keep in mind, we're also approved in 47 states. So not only do we see the representation here in California, but we're also seeing it now in Tennessee, where before we were getting nice seller credits. Now we're not seeing that. So it's just everything goes in waves. Here we are right now. Sellers are willing to, no problem, because we're fearful that our house won't sell. But the average market time for a home is still around 36 to 39 days.